Thanks for joining us today. We are going to give you our family review of what?
The Volvo V60 Cross Country.
You got it. That's good enough.
Another number and letter, all-wheel drive ultimate.
Yeah. So that's the 2023 V60 Cross Country B5 all-wheel drive ultimate.
Nice job. It's a hard one.
Big name.
It's a hard one.
Big name. Big car, because it is a wagon, but it doesn't drive like a wagon.
I don't know if I've ever driven a wagon.
Well, I would,
like one with horses or one with from the 70s.
No, I'm thinking like one from the 80s,
I was barely born. I wasn't even born in the 70s.
Okay.
But he was. And he was in the 80s with a grown brain.
Yeah.
Riding in station
wagons. Sleeping in a mattress in the back.
Oh,
while we were driving places, yeah.
I missed that era.
Yeah, no seatbelts. You didn't have to have seatbelts then. But you just feel like, looking at it, it looks really long, and you feel like you've got this giant back end, like you're driving a bus or something. But when you're driving,
it doesn't feel like that.
It doesn't feel that way at all.
No.
I feel like I'm just driving maybe a crossover or something. It
actually feels like a crossover, but just lower.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally is the same.
Yeah. So we're going to go for a drive, and we're going to talk about what we think about this car and let you know whether we think it could be a family-friendly car or just what we feel and whether we think that you should buy it for your family.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get going.
How's the backup?
Oh, the backup camera is great. The 360 camera is actually pretty cool when I found it.
No, wait, it wasn't on that when I drove it.
No, because what it does.
This is nice, much nicer.
So normally.
Oh,
look at that. You see
that's why. Okay. Yeah, I like the.
So normally it's on the backup, and then you have to hit the 360 button to make it go 360.
Oh. Yeah, why would you not always have 360?
I don't know.
It's really cool.
But it's still on now, and let's see, can we turn it on while we're driving? Nope, it went away.
Well, first of all, I just want to say that the inside of this car is beautiful.
Yes. Yeah, that is one thing that I was really surprised at. I mean, to me...
Very classy.
Yes. I said bougie in my...
Bougie!
Is that a good word?
Yeah.
Okay, because I used it in my video.
I mean, I don't know.
And then I wasn't sure if it was a good word, so I was like, maybe I should use the word classy instead of bougie. But
yeah,
I like the word bougie.
Actually, the word I want to use now is like a sanctuary.
Oh,
like you get off work, it's been a terrible day, you get in this car, the Bowers and Wilkins stereo surrounds you like a concert hall. Your rear end is heated and or cooled. Somehow you can have them both on.
Yeah, I figured that one out.
You can change all the bolsters in your seat and you can just chillax.
That is an amazing thing, that you can actually tighten these bolsters up around you or loosen them. So depending on your size, you can make the seat fit you. And it's just awesome. And then the thigh support thing that comes out, it goes out like 6 feet. I mean, it's just crazy.
It's not 6 feet, but it goes, he has much longer legs. And probably our son has even longer legs, and I think it would still push out. I mean, it's like a whole extension by like this much at least.
Yeah, it is a lot. I was shocked at how far it came.
Several inches, makes it really comfortable.
Well, let's do a quick launch. So it's supposed to be 0 to 60 in 7.1 seconds. Let's see what we can get here. All right, so we are going to brake torque it.
Every time.
The engine, doesn't sound like it likes to brake torque.
It's not, I don't know.
Because whenever we're cruising at like, okay, let's say we're cruising at 60 right now.
No struggle.
I feel it grabs at 60.
Yeah.
But when we took off, it like initial bump, and then it was like, are we gonna keep going? Are we gonna get anywhere? Let's try one more time without brake torquing.
But it's a family car. We got to remember with, 7.1 seconds isn't some of the 3.2s we're used to.
But looking at the outside of it, it just looks like it's so much faster than that.
Because it looks cool.
It does. It does.
Looks
it looks
cool.
sporty and it looks fast.
Cool.
It looks cool.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
A little smoother.
I think it was a lot better, right?
Yeah, it was smoother, and it didn't sound like it was struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a good sound to it. So power, not a whole lot, but it doesn't need a whole lot.
It's exactly how much power you need.
Really, you do. If you press on the gas, you're going to be able to accelerate past somebody pretty easily.
Well, how much power does anybody really need?
But what we will talk about, because this is a family car, is gas mileage.
Okay, so I thought I had read it was 29. I believe I said that at one point. Is that, or I said 26. I don't know, but
yeah.
I experienced about 31 when I had it.
Right.
Out on the highway and in town. It was about equal, and it was like 31.
Yeah. So it says 23 in the city, 20 or 30 on the highway. So your 31 that you were getting is probably about right. The average is supposed to be around 26, and like right now we are averaging 27, and that's with us, launching it and things like that. So really, what I have experienced too is closer to that 30 mark than 26. So there, I feel that it overachieves, and you won't be disappointed when you have to go fill this up, because you won't fill it up as often and you'll spend less money.
Do you know ride comfort?
Ride comfort.
Whoa.
So yes, it very, very shockingly good.
Yeah. Happily, I get to take this on my trip tomorrow and see how it does on like a day trip.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm excited because the first time I sat in this, some of my back pain went away that I always had, so that was crazy, because a lot of times I get in the car and I get stiffer, like from my disease, but when I'm in this one, it doesn't do that.
And that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I had a different reaction when I first sat down in the seats. When I first sat down and into them, I was just like, these don't feel right. Something just felt off about them. I was just like, I'm not comfortable. I don't know what's going on.
But then you found the 37 adjustments
But
on the
I did
side.
find the 37 adjustments.
Because there's no way.
And the more that I sat in the car when I was doing my my real world mile per gallon test, I actually got comfortable, and it was like my body just kind of settled into the seat.
Yes.
And then I was like,
but it's not like,
this is awesome.
It's not like cheap memory foam sinking kind of thing. It is like a little melty.
Yeah, it's almost like my body adjusted to the seat, is what it almost felt like.
Yeah, it's really nice.
When we're talking about the ride comfort and the suspension and bumps and dips in the roads and stuff like that, and that I was really surprised at, because this is such a sporty feeling car. I really thought they were going to be harsher bumps, and they really aren't. You get that initial small little jolt, but it absorbs it really well. And the bigger ones, where you would tend to have that softer, bouncy cushion, it doesn't do that. It goes into it and just like locks in, and it's and it's just smooth.
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed.
Yeah, I think the difference is don't judge a car by its cover. Right?
Right.
The outside of this does look sporty, so you can't judge by the outside, which you feel like is sporty.
Right.
I feel like it's luxury, so two different feels. But no matter what you think when you get in, it's luxury.
Oh yeah.
And so who's to say how the suspension will be? But you're right, because I went, fast on a country road because I was, not late because I was driving fast. And those country roads out in those cornfields they're bad. And where normally, even on some of the new cars we have, not just our vehicles, I'll let off the gas when I know it's coming. I didn't feel like I had to do that with this car.
Yeah.
Because the first time I went over a bump, I was like, oh, it reacts so great to it. And there is no jerking or anything.
No, there's not. And there's no bouncing or anything. It just settles into it. Boom. It's like, I'm going to take this bump and go. Yeah.
I mean, the three little pigs could have been sitting in the back coloring, and they would have been fine.
Yep,
they wouldn't have been like, Mom, stop going over all the bumps.
Right.
That's how they talk.
Speaking of the three little pigs, what did you think about the comfort and the space in the back seat?
You know what? I didn't sit in the back seat, but
you didn't?
No.
Guess what?
I feel like
I sat back there behind
I was gonna say, I feel like
seat,
you did, and it was
and
so much room.
I had about this much room.
Yeah.
Between my knees and the back of the seat. So
I think I saw that.
Pretty good amount of room back there.
And the head space is a lot.
Yeah. And
because it's straight back. It's not. Right. It looks super sleek, but it's actually the cabin is straight back.
Right.
It's not. Doesn't slant.
And it doesn't have a sloping roof, so it's really nice. And you'll see here the three little pigs that we use as our children to show you the space that's in the back of the vehicles. You can see that there is plenty of room for kids back there also.
Yeah, it looks like it. If I pulled up to ACS and had to pick up 4 different people's kids, which happens actually, they would not open the door of this car and go, oh,
you're right.
like they have with some other cars I've picked them up in. Yeah, lots of room. And how'd you do with the suitcases? I know how big that cargo space is, but
yeah, the cargo space was it was actually decent. It was a little tighter than what it looked like it was.
Narrower?
No, just shorter, not quite as deep. And I got everything in there just fine. The little cover thing that you can pull for back there, I guess to hide your stuff, that has 2 little clips on each side, and it just pops out and just move it out of the way. So then I was able to get everything in there just perfectly fine.
Is it a roll?
And yeah, it does pull it. You can pull it and set it, and you can do it in 3 different positions. So you can cock it up if you need it a little higher, so you can put stuff under there, but still leave that to cover. Or you can just take it completely out, and it worked out.
That's nice.
Worked out great. Lay the seats down. When you lay the seats down, there's probably enough room for you to sleep back there.
It is a look. Yeah, I'm sure.
So it's about
I definitely
60.
Could sleep back there.
It's about 60 cubic feet is what it says. When I was looking at lengthwise, it's probably about 5.5 feet from here all the way to the. No, so the other thing that I was really impressed with was the layout in here. It is so very simple, and I think it's simple in here. I like the smaller little screen instead of a giant one. Yeah,
because I like how the dash goes all the way across. We don't have any disruption in the line of the dash.
Exactly.
Which is unusual these days.
Yeah. So with that integrated into that, and it's being a little bit smaller, it is using Android Automotive, so you don't have to hook up Android Auto because you get Google Maps in the program. So the other thing is that it projects the map is in the center driver's display. So you don't even have to look over here. You don't even have to have this map up, and it will have your map and your directions in the driver's display, which is awesome. And it also projects it in the heads-up display.
I was gonna say at first I did not like how the map was displayed in the middle. It feels very invasive, but this is one of the rare instances that I liked it because this screen could be on whatever I wanted.
Right.
And I can see my speed limit and stuff in the heads up, and it's the only time I've ever used the heads up consistently.
Yeah.
Has been in this car because the speed limit's so far over.
Well, because it's on the
dash,
left.
yeah, and it's
that's the difference is the speedometer is on the left and the tachometer is on the right, where
and
normally
the map,
they're reversed.
The map is half, and the other two things are a quarter. So it's like it's all map to me.
And on the steering wheel, the cruise control was pretty easy to figure out turning it on, but the plus and minus buttons on here, when you press it once, it speeds you up 5 miles per hour, but if you hold it, then it goes up by 1 mile per hour, which is the exact opposite of what everybody else does.
It was so hard. I kept going 75, and I did not want to be going 75. That happened like 3 times.
So, I mean, it took a little while. I think I've gotten used to it now. But, you know, if I drive something else for a while and then get back in here or something similar, another Volvo, and I'm going to be all thrown off again.
Yeah, I mean, because it seems like the one you want to take some thought on and hold that button down is to go 5 whole miles an hour faster.
Right. Also, the center console is nice. I like the gear selector, which is pretty nice. Pretty simple, forward and backwards park. I found out that if you shut the car off and you don't put it in park, it automatically puts it in park. Also, if you get out of the car with it running, when you open your door, it's going to shut the car off.
Does it do that every time? I was thinking that. I was like, is it doing that? But it gets confusing when we have so many cars.
The other thing that I've also found, which was a little weird, and I don't know why it does it, is that the sunshade will close itself. I have had it open, and guy came out and got back in the car, and it was closed. So I don't know if it automatically shuts itself when you lock it.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, because then the sun doesn't get to the interior of your car.
Or maybe it senses the heat and it shuts itself so it keeps the heat out. I don't think that's the case. But it'd be pretty cool.
That's some big, things that we don't actually know.
Yeah.
So, would you put this in our garage?
Yeah.
You would give it 5 out of 5 garages.
Yeah, if we were doing that still. So, you know, I do like it. I really got comfortable in here, and like I said, when I look through the rearview mirror, I see the rear seats, and then I see the back window, and I just feel like I'm in a crossover. I don't feel like everything is so far back.
It feels like you're even in a small crossover, like an escape situation.
Yeah.
You know.
So, and it accelerates great. It looks sleek. It looks sporty. It looks stylish. It looks luxurious. It just ticks off basically all the boxes except for one. Price.
Yeah. Good call. So when I first took delivery of the car, I mentioned in that live that I was really curious to see if we think it's worth the price.
Yeah. And this Ultimate starts out at 54,000. So this one had a tons of options. Of course, whenever media cars, they generally give you one that's almost fully loaded.
Yeah.
Just because they want to show the best of the best and what it could be.
Right.
I understand that, but if you look at the options that were on this one, and which is the wheels. The wheels are a $3,200 option.
Holy smokes, they're nice.
To go from 19s to 20s.
No, I'm not. I don't.
And then
I don't understand that.
The Ultimate package, you get a Harman Kardon sound system. Okay. So this one, they option for the Bowers and Wilkins system, which is extremely amazing and the best best system that I've ever seen and dealt with.
Oh, it's like $3,000 too, isn't it?
$3,200 to upgrade from a Harman Kardon system
Which is
to
great.
Bowers and Wilkins.
Which is
So
very good, but
I don't feel that it's $3,200.
those two things are $7,000 of the price that you just said.
Just those two options.
That you just said.
And there were three
Okay.
more options that were added on to this. So the price tag on this ended up being $63,585.
Wow.
Now, if it had stayed under like $55,000, I could see that. I think it would be
If
awesome.
all optioned out.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, if
I agree, I
thought
agree.
it was under that,
But
So-
maybe a little bit of a little hybrid action or something better for the
Yeah.
mileage.
Well, that's the thing is
don't
that's
know.
what's crazy is this is a hybrid.
Oh, sorry.
It is a hybrid, but
It is?
but it doesn't drive on electric.
I was gonna say I never heard it drive on electric, and it doesn't get very good mileage. So
It
what?
doesn't. So the hybrid system on this actually just controls the start stop. So when you pull up to the stoplight and you're stopped, it goes to electric. So and then it uses an electric motor to slightly assist the drive system, which is about 13 horsepower. So not a lot, and it uses, and then it uses that to also restart the engine, so you don't have to have a traditional starter.
I mean, okay, so all right, I would go for it if it's 55, all optioned out, and they find a way to kick that, including kicking that hybrid up a little better to get you like 35. If this is at 35 miles per gallon, for sure, I'd be like, yes.
Yeah, I really think that their next step needs to be to make the
more
hybrid a drivable hybrid, a drivable electric system in the city and stuff to get that extra gas mileage.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think your best bet is to just get the ultimate package because it's great, but just don't add in all the options and you're going to stay right there at 55 and still have an awesome stereo system. You're going to have 19-inch wheels and it's just going to be great. Good for a family. Yeah.
Yeah, put it in the garage.
Good for traveling.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good ride, good space, everything like that. Power is sufficient. Ride comfort is good. Sporty handling. Luxurious inside. Makes you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Just makes you feel safe. It's what Volvo likes to do, is make you feel safe.
Yeah, and it actually is. I mean, it's highly rated.
It is.
For safety. So
I
I have one other thing to add.
Oh, okay.
That we should think about letting the people know. Is this car also handicap friendly?
Well,
So I would say yes, because there's room in the back. There's room in the back for any wheelchair or anything that you need.
You can put a wheelchair back there. As long as it folds up, you could put a wheelchair back
Yeah.
there. Or a walker.
And then getting in and out, it would depend on your disability because of how low it is. So I just want to add that because it is kind of low, but it's very comfortable for anyone with aches and pains. So
Oh, yeah.
disability friendly, I would say 4 out of 5.
Okay. All right. Well, guys, thank you for joining us. If you didn't see the review on this car and you want to see a full coverage review of this car, then you're going to want to click on one of the videos at the end of this. It might be down below us somewhere. It'll be under her or under me. And other than that, the other video is going to be whatever YouTube thinks that you might want to watch. So select one of those and we will see you in the next one.
See ya.